Hello and welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are at Petworth House. And so I started my walk off over on the other side of the park at, I think it's the south gate entrance, and what we've done is we've taken a little walk around to one of the castles on the site and headed off around to see the deer on the top there, around the lake, up through this mound, and ended the video back at Petworth House. So let's get on with the video. So right here we've got an interesting piece of history. This is a deer pale, and these were all located where there were deer parks, and it's a boundary to the deer park, and it's used to trap the deer. So what happens here is that what they would do is actually probably be on this edge here. They would put a fence on here, and then they dig a ditch on the other side. The deer comes bounding along here, jumps over the fence, not knowing that there's a ditch on the other side, and then because it's in a ditch it then can't jump back out, so it basically traps the deer in the deer park. So see these quite regularly in Sussex, but here's a really good example. So just entered this field. Off in the distance we've got a couple of young deer. They're quite skittish in this park and don't allow you generally to get too close to them. We are their predator, of course. There he goes. Didn't think he'd let me get too close to him. Got his eye on me, as do these two over here as well. You've got to love the way that the deers run away, the little white tails. Probably got these two a little bit cornered, but I won't harass them. I'm sure they don't want me to get too close to them. So this is one of the little castles located in Petworth Park, and I think there's 8 of these in total. These would be a folly, I would imagine. There goes the other 2. Yeah. Get away from the human! Yeah. I don't think these were living places. Maybe they were being used for storing animals. They've got no windows, just shutters. So probably just fancy shed, isn't it? Amazingly well built though, aren't they? All this carved sandstone. Looks like some of it's been replaced over time as well. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to head over where the deer went, in that direction. I think one of the nice things about this area is it just comes across as being very unmolested. Come across our friend the deer again. Hello, Mr. Deer. Sorry. He's getting his mate now. Hi, Mr. Deer. A curious little structure over here, isn't it? Got windows on it. And all underground. Looks like it's used as a wood store these days. Oh, there's a daddy deer there. May not want to get too close to him. His eye on me. So it looks like the only access is through the top. Just a little square in the ground. He's off. Generally speaking, the deer are more scared of us than we are of them. So it looks like we found the full herd. Let's see how close we can get. I'm going to be brave. Right, I'm not that brave because I've got my samurai sword umbrella with me. And should I get too near? Oh, he's clocked me. Yeah, clocked me. Yeah, this is I think about as far as I'm going to get towards them without scaring them off, and then I won't get to film them for you. So this deer park consists of 700 acres, I believe. It's quite easy to lose the deer in the park. When I've come here previously, this does seem to be an area where they do like to gather, and then quite often when you approach them or your children approach them, they'll head off further into the park. So we've got the stag there, keeping his eye on me, making sure I don't get too close. I've seen black ones before, I don't think. So we've on the channel we've been and visited deer previously, and this is up in London. There's a park called Bushy Park, and this is right next to Hampton Court Palace, and again another deer park, and the deer are all contained within that park, but because it's so close to London, there's so many visitors, the deer are super friendly, to the point where possibly dangerously friendly. So the deer will approach you in that park and they'll take food off of you. Here, as you can see, very little people, I guess on a sunny day, but we're out in the sticks here, so I don't generally get approached that much, so way more skittish and way more likely to react in a more aggressive way than at Bushy Park. Still lovely to be this close to a deer. I mean, had I been a hunter, yeah, you'd pick one of those off very easily from this distance. So, and when I film my videos in West Sussex, it's really rare to get this close to deer in the wild. So if you didn't know, this is the set for, I think it's a TV series called Bridgerton, used because of its iconic styling. I'm not sure when that series is set, but yeah, historic building for a historic TV series. It was also used in the new Disney film called Maleficent. This was one of the locations for it. So this location has been around since the Norman invasion. It was recorded in the Domesday Book in 1086. Surprisingly, there's no history of there ever being a castle here. If there was to be a castle, I would imagine it would be just about there. It does look quite like a Motte and Bailey of a Motte and Bailey castle. So the house as we see it today was built in 1688, and there's been various different revisions to its current image. Lovely landscaped lake we've got down here. So we're just going to head through this little nature reserve. Lovely old estate fencing surrounding this. It should take us round to the other side of the lake, if I remember rightly. And you drop down into this little reserve. Incredibly peaceful. So I started this walk out. Just had a heavy downpour of rain. Sit in the car for a little bit. And galing winds as well, so didn't know whether I'd even be able to complete this walk with the weather as it is at the moment. I did make a video a couple of weeks back about the weather. Didn't get a huge amount of views, but people did comment down in the comments section and say that my opinions on the weirdness of the weather, it's not just my thoughts. If you haven't watched that, I'll link it down below. But yeah, it's very, very strange weather. It is mid-June as I'm recording this, and I'm wearing a hoodie and jeans, and I'm not hot. It's very horrible weather. I'm inappropriately dressed again, so maybe this little diversion may have not been the best idea. The hills above aren't quite so slippery and wet, but it's a treat to hear the bird song in here. My microphone issues continue. The new microphone that I've got, and it could just be that the battery is discharged on it, has just decided to keep turning itself off again. Super frustrating, because I want to get good quality audio for everybody. I'm one of those people, audio snobs, that when I'm watching YouTube videos and it's just blowing wind, I don't like it either. So, but I know lots of you don't like the wind noise that we get when we're filming outdoors. But yeah, I'm trying to address it. It's just the products I'm buying just seem to let me down. Look at the craftsmanship on this old gate. It's great, isn't it? I know we've still got good craftsmen today, but people don't really want the craftsmanship. They just want something. So crafty I can't even get out. There we go. Yeah, lovely old gate, and shame we don't get to see more quality ironwork like that these days. Right here we can see this is a artificially created lake, and this is the boathouse. Not sure how much we're going to pick up from there, but yeah, this is where The lords and ladies would keep their boats and spend their summer days paddling around on this man-made lake. And I'm more fascinated with this amazing tree we've got up here. I mean, look at the size of that in comparison. I think it might be a chestnut. Absolutely amazing the way that the bark is all twisted around. Yeah, it looks like a chestnut to me. Never seen a chestnut this big. I believe somewhere in the park, and this might be the one, there is a 500-year-old chestnut tree. Absolutely epic. So, I'm not going to keep to the edge of the lake. It's going to pop up onto the top of this hill. I speculated. Looks like a mott for a Motte and Bailey, although I'm pretty sure it isn't, but should give us a good perspective of the lake from up there. Already looking south, you can see the South Downs, absolutely picturesque. Strange orientation of the house itself is that it's orientated from east to west. I mean, I would be looking to the south. I should give it a choice. Look at those hills in the background. The one right in the centre there. I will try and zoom in, but I'm sure it won't. Right, there it is. We've done other videos from there. That is, I always murder it. It's Rattling Beacon, I believe, right next to Bignor Roman Villa. So, yeah, and the Stain Street. Yeah. Almost at the top. Yeah, look at these epic trees up here. Look at the size of them. Again, look, like there might be chestnut trees to me. I guess that was a good food source in the day, so chestnuts would be a good thing to have. As you can see, the weather has not been the best. Even the ducks don't like it. Well, you can see them all there, just sitting there on the side of the lake, because the wind is absolutely whipping across it. Another ancient chestnut there, and looks like the this mound is probably the drinking water storage for the house, having those covers there. I've said this in other videos, but often on the hills they'll use natural filtration through the soil to store water underground. This would look like a really great place to do that, right next to the house. This image, I would say, is the Green Man. It's a pagan god of nature. Not sure why it's on here, but maybe when it was put up, we still had some strong pagans in the area. Before we head down to the house, though, I'm just going to pop over to this tree over here. Comment down below if you agree, but there's something special about a copse of trees on top of a hill. This little copse is absolutely magical. But look at this giant. Absolutely huge. I guess you could probably count the rings on this if you had the time and the patience. something that I'm lacking both of today. With the wind, I'm just watching the clock until I get rained on, essentially. But huge, isn't it? You can see why animals make their houses inside these trees, because quite a big little den for a fox or a badger. And this one here, all its centre exposed. Oh, and this one an oak. So this reminds me of the story of King Charles when he was on the run from the parliamentarians. It's said that he hid inside an oak tree, which is why there's a lot of pubs on the Monarch's Way called the Royal Oak. Just as a little side note, if you want to park in Petworth town and access the deer park, you can access it through this underpass that runs underneath the gardens. Is it just me, or on the week of the summer solstice, got chestnuts already on this tree? I'm sure that must be earlier than normal. So to get into the gardens, you've got to pay for access to the house. I hope you've enjoyed my short video at Petworth Park. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. If there's anything I've missed or you think I should have included within the video, then please comment that down below. And thanks for watching.